My name is Rajiv Dubey. I work for a company in Delhi. We call it Delhi, but actually it's Delhi NCR and actually Ghaziabad. So I just want to ask you a simple question. How many guys have done cycling ever in your life? All of you? Everyone? Everyone? Amazing. How many of you own a bike right now? Fewer hands. How many of you have cycled in last 1 year? Campus. Oh, and today? That's it? Okay. I used to be like you guys, right? I paused out of a business school, started working, and I used to have a bicycle as a kid. My first bicycle was not a bicycle, it was a tricycle. When I was 2-year-old or 3-year-old, that was the first bicycle. I still remember red color. I started going to school, again, had a bicycle. Started going to college, my dad said, no moped, nothing like that, you'll get a bicycle. So I got a bicycle. I used that bicycle for about 2 months, and then I got a moped. Till the time I started working, and then, things started moving. I realized that, probably there are better ways of dealing with life. For example, going out makes you happy. That's what I realized. When did I realize that? I realized it when I bought a bike. I was in 40s. I was standing in front of a bike shop, and my wife was in front of me, along with me. And I said, I want to buy a bike. She said, why? I said, I want to bike. She said, why? I said, because it makes you feel good. She said, why? I'm there. I said, no, that's not the reason. so we took the bike home. It was an expensive bike. And she started saying that you're not going to bike more than 3 or 4 days. And it doesn't look good as a clothes hanger, because ultimately you're going to hang your towels and everything on it. And that's what it's going to be used for. I said, okay, let's see how it goes. And started by thinking that I have to prove her wrong. Then it was actually not the first time I had proved her wrong. 8 years before that, 2003 it was, I was this man. This is my passport. You can see passport in 2003. What happened back then was that I used to live in an apartment. There used to be a gym in the basement. So one day I pressed -1 in that lift. I went to -1 and went to the gym. And there was a gym trainer. And there were lots of things like treadmill, there were weights. And the guy said, sir, would you like to try one of these things? I said, what should I try? He said, why don't you walk on the treadmill? So I walked on the treadmill, and it was, I must have walked for 3 minutes. He said, sir, you're done for the day, come tomorrow. I said, no, 2 minutes more. From this to this happened in 4-5 months. This is 2004-5. The shot on the left is from China, 2004. I went to see the first Grand Prix in China, and the right one is from US in 2005. Then, what I realized is that I would probably do much better if I continue doing cycling. But in 2003, 4, 5, you remember there was no Facebook, there was no Instagram, so I couldn't tell anybody. So first day, I took the bike, I went 5 kilometers. So best way to do a 5 kilometers is that you go 2.5 kilometers, then you have to come back to 2.5 kilometers, right? So I did that. 2.5 kilometers, 5 kilometers, I said, wow, amazing. Next few days, I said, let me do some more. Let me go to 10 kilometers. So I did 10 kilometers. Again, so everything is going fine. Kept going more. One day I said, today is a good day, good weather in Delhi. Let's do 50. Nobody's ever done 50 on this earth. I'll do 50. I live on the edge of a highway. If you take a loop of that highway, it's 48.7 kilometers. And do a bit of extra, 1.3 kilometers, makes it 50. So that 50 was my target, that I'll do 48.7 and 1.3 extra, make it 50, and see how it goes. So I came back and I was fine, I didn't die. I was not tired. Next day I wanted to do it once again. So it went on for a while. I said probably I could hit a bigger milestone. I registered for a 200-kilometer ride. What happens in Delhi is that if you go for something like, suppose if you go and buy say an expensive phone which costs say 1 lakh rupees, and you go and show it to your friend, here's the phone I got for 1 lakh rupees. The guy will say, ha ha ha, and this is the 2 lakh rupee phone. So same thing happened to me. I go to the start line and I see a friend of mine. I said, oh, what are you doing here? He said, I come here for cycling. I said, oh, me too. I'm doing 200 kilometers. He said, how much are you doing? The guy says, I'm doing 600 kilometers. 600. So I was shocked. I did my 600. I did my 200. And when I came back, I realized there was nobody around me. I had finished with the second guy who was behind me was about 4 hours behind me when I finished that. And that was quite some time back. All that was possible because I read about nutrition. I trained very well. I was to be focused on the road all the time, and I went strictly by the book. What happens in long distances is that your body starts getting tired after a while. What you need to do is that keep drinking water, keep getting electrolytes, and keep eating small stuff. So 200 kilometers, finishing 200 kilometers, I said, wow, this is like the thing which I have done in life, and nothing could go wrong from here. So I said, very good reason to buy another bike. So I bought another bike, and I registered for more bike rides like this. And I did. After that, I did 300, did 400, I did 600. But what happened in between was that before I could do 300 and 400, I did 600. So I did 200, then 600, then 300, like that. And fortunately for me, the first 200 kilometer ride was my first 100 kilometer ride also. I had not done 100 also till then. So start getting confidence because of this. Thereafter, so this is some metal which I have collected over the years. See, each one of this tells you the kilometers. The top ones are 200 ones, then the 400 ones, then this one is 600 one, and this is the combination of the 4. I completed 64,000 kilometers on a bike. 64,000 kilometers is a lot actually. I said, let's go to the mountains, So one day, just like my friend here, I reached Manali. I said, let's go to Leh. And Manali is about 6,000 feet height. Thereafter, you keep climbing up and up and up. The air keeps getting thinner and thinner. And once you reach the highest motorable road in the world, you barely can breathe. So that's the kind of weather you have there. So there are some pictures from these highest mountain passes. This is Nakila Pass, which is 15,000 feet. The next one is Thanglangla, which is 17,000 odd feet. There you see nobody, no human beings, not even birds, nothing. Just dark blue sky, and even the daytime you see the moon, which is like with a very high clear definition. Then started riding between the cities. Like for example, I'll say ride between Delhi and Shimla and come back. I'll fly down to Bombay with a bike, go to Goa, take a flight back to Delhi, go from Delhi to Ludhiana and come back, go to Agra and come back. There was a time when I started picking up speed then, So what happens is that you keep doing something, you start getting better at it. There's a 10,000 hour principle by Malcolm Gladwell. I hope people are aware about this. If you do something very well for 10,000 hours, you become expert at it. But 64,000 kilometers, I have done something like 2,000 something hours, not 10,000. Still a long way to go. So I'll just talk about international time trial. So it was a very funny instance that I asked one of my friends who used to know about cycling. I asked him, what is a good speed to finish first in a time trial? He said, if you do about 41 kilometers average on a distance of about 21 kilometers, finish in about 28 odd minutes, you should finish in top. So started training, and this other guy who's like 10 years younger to me, I said, how much are you aiming? He said, our speed is about 35 right now. Max we could go is about 37, and that's what I'm aiming at. We both started training. We started doing stuff like, it's called interval training. Interval training, what happens is, you go as fast as you can, as fast, till like lose your breath, and then you take a break for 30 seconds, then again start again. Go as fast as you can. So we did that. We trained like this for like about a month. Showed up on the time trial day, and the results came out. So I had finished 7th in that. I was like really heartbroken because I finished 7th and it was very bad. So what happens in life is that, you know, whatever you plan for, it eventually happens. But thing is that, you know, the limitation of human beings is that you can go only as far as you can see. So if you plan right, I think you could achieve whatever. Then, you know, the best thing which I have felt in my life is that you wake up in the morning, you see the sunshine, you get freedom to be with nature, hear the birds say tweet, tweet, tweet. Ultimately, you know, what happens is human body is a machine. You can train it as well as you want it to. You can climb mountains, you can push limits. But the moment you think you have arrived, life has different plans. You know the concept of share the road which is there is for everybody, right? The car drivers, the truck drivers, the cyclists, the pedestrian, everybody. But what happens is that bad thing happen when cyclists get hit. It all happens in 1/10 of a second. So I was going at a good speed. I had booked a ticket for Goa the next day. So I'm traveling at a very high speed at 37 or something. And I hit a car which has suddenly come and stood in front of me. And I go crash into it. And I go in the air. As I'm hitting the ground, I landed like this with my hands, broke this bone, broke this shoulder, and my legs were like this. I couldn't move legs I couldn't walk like this, you know, for several weeks and months. So first thing which crossed my mind was to stop my cycle meter, because if somebody sees that, you know, your speed has come down from average of 37 to 24, oh my God, what will people think that this guy has been riding so slow? This recovery took a while. Then I said, it was a very dark period for me. Lots of setbacks in life that time, emotionally. So I said, I still have to go places. I said, let me try running. Let me go out. Let me buy some shoes. And that year, after my recovery, I ran about 22 half marathons. Then I ran more, and I've been running ever since. Run on all kinds of surfaces, run on flat surfaces, run on hills, run in high altitudes once again. Because, you know, I didn't want to be guy on the left, this guy. I like being guy on the right. This in between is also okay, but this one is better. Because, you know, whenever you are at home, people all say, oh, it's too cold, don't go out. Oh, it's too hot, don't go out. Oh, it's raining, why are you going? It's raining, don't go. Or say, just Sunday, why do you want to go out today? But you know, you still want to hit the road first thing in the morning. You rise and shine. I have to run 60 more marathons, do 100,000 kilometers on the bike, go and see more places. Be the one, there's something which is designed by somebody, some of my friends from Mizoram. Recycle life, and I leave you with one thought, which is an old Zen saying that, you know, if you don't have time for cycling, you should ride for meditation 1 hour daily, unless you are too busy. Then you should ride for 2 hours every day.